What's going on, Algebros? It's Mr. C here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use the graph of two functions in order to evaluate an input, first using a sum of two functions, f plus g, as you're seeing in example part A, and next the product of two functions, as you can see in part B it says f times g of 4. The first thing you're going to want to do is rewrite each of these in a more comfortable style, more practical I should say. So for part A, f plus g of 6, let's reinterpret that as f of 6 plus g of 6. And then in a similar vein, for part B, we'll write that as f of 4 times g of 4. And material from section 3.1 allows us to do this. Alright, so let's go back to part A. First thing we want to do is decide how we'll interpret f of 6. This is asking you for the y value when x is 6, but using the graph of the function f. So if you look over to the right, the graph of the function f is in yellow, and the graph of the function g is in pink. And this is in honor of SpongeBob and Patrick. I'm just kidding. But anyway, for f of 6, okay, we want to look for a point on the graph of f with an x-coordinate of 6. And you can see I have that highlighted, 6, 0. Alright, so this point right here is a point on the graph of f of x with an x-coordinate of 6, and the corresponding y-coordinate is 0. So what that means is that we'll replace the notation f of 6 with 0. And now what we'll do is try to figure out what we can replace g of 6 with. So this is asking you for the y-coordinate when x is 6 again, but this time we want to find a point that has an x-coordinate of 6 on the function g, or in other words the pink graph. If you look over to the right, there is a point labeled for us on the graph of g of x with an x-coordinate of 6, and that point is 6, 1. So we'll replace g of 6 with 1, and then just carry out the arithmetic. The final answer is 1 for part A. Now let's do something similar. This time we're using a different input and also a different operation with the two functions. For f of 4, we want to look for a point on the graph of f of x with an x-coordinate of 4. And if you look over to the right, there is a point labeled for us on the graph of f of x, x-coordinate of 4, the y-coordinate is 1. So let's replace f of 4 with 1. We'll multiply that with whatever we'll replace g of 4 with. So we want to figure out again what's the y-coordinate when x is 4, but this time using the graph of g of x. Alright, we do have a point labeled for us there, 4, -3. So what we'll do is we'll replace g of 4 with the y-coordinate of -3 and multiply those two numbers out. The final answer here is -3. Alright, that's how you do it. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you later, Algebros.